Hey, I hope you're getting fired up for this English lesson because today we're going to talk about how Americans kick off the summer. Let's dive right in.
Welcome to another Happy English podcast coming to you from New York City. And here's your English teacher, Michael.
All right, thank you, John, and thanks, everyone. It's Michael here from Happy English, and I help people speak English better. And this is Happy English Podcast, episode 833, Kicking Off Summer. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining me for another episode of the Happy English Podcast. I'm your English teacher, Michael, and I'm glad you're here because I've got something special for you. This week, we're kicking off a brand new summer series that I'm calling This Week in American Life. Each week this season, I'll be sharing some fun facts and cultural tidbits about how Americans live, eat, and chill during the summer months. And of course, I'll throw in some English learning points like idioms, slang, and phrasal verbs too. So let's get started with kicking off summer. According to the Farmer's Almanac, summer begins on Friday, June 20th this year. That's the day in the Northern Hemisphere when the sun moves in its most northern path in the sky, resulting in the day which has the longest amount of daylight. Summer. But in the U.S., summer actually and unofficially begins on Memorial Day weekend, which is the last weekend of May. That's when people break out the grills, buy pool floats, and start planning beach trips and backyard barbecues. In fact, places that are only open in the summer, like public swimming pools and beaches, officially open for the season on Memorial Day weekend. And even though school isn't out yet, that's when the summer vibe really starts. Now, here's a fun fact. Americans eat over 1.5 billion pounds of watermelon every year, and most of it is eaten in the summer. That's a whole lot of watermelon. It's a kind of a summer must-have. You'll see big watermelon wedges at cookouts, picnics, and even at baseball games. And speaking of weekends, here's something interesting. Most American adults say that on summer weekends, they just want to relax, stay home, hang out in the backyard, maybe invite some friends over for a barbecue or a picnic. It's not always about big trips or events. Sometimes just grilling in the yard and sipping iced tea is the perfect weekend. And did you know? The official start of grilling season in the U.S. is Memorial Day weekend. After that, people are cooking burgers, hot dogs, chicken, veggies, you name it, pretty much every weekend until Labor Day in September. Nothing says summer like food cooked outside on the barbecue grill. Now, let's take a minute to learn a few conversational expressions that you'll hear a lot during summer in the U.S. The first one is kick off. This phrasal verb comes from the start of a football game called the kickoff. That's when the ball is first kicked into motion to start the game. In everyday conversation, kick off means to start something, usually some kind of event. Like this year, we kicked off the summer with a barbecue at my cousin's house. And the town where he lives kicked off the holiday weekend with a big fireworks show. Hey, why don't we kick off this weekend with some cold drinks and good music? How do you usually kick off your weekends? Next up is chill out, which means to relax and take it easy. Like, we're just gonna chill out by the pool all afternoon. And these days, you might hear people just use the word chill by itself. Like, after a long week at work, I need to just chill at home this weekend. Hey, if you're not doing anything on Saturday, come over and chill out. We'll put some drinks on ice and crank up the stereo. And finally, and especially when the weather gets warm, you'll hear the phrase, fire up the grill. Like, it's time to fire up the grill. Everyone's getting hungry. We often add the preposition up to a verb to mean do that completely or do that with effort and passion. And if there's one thing Americans are passionate about in the summer, it's grilling. So, fire up the grill means to start the barbecue and begin cooking outdoors. Like, it rained a bit in the park, but as soon as the sun came out, we fired up the grill. My friend Paul loves to fire up the grill on Sundays and cook up some sausages. Classic summer vibes, right? By the way, we also say that someone is fired up, which means they are excited about something. In the summer, everyone gets fired up for the free concerts in the park. I'm always fired up about helping you speak English better. And I hope you keep getting fired up about this podcast. All right, that's it for this week's Slice of American Life. Next week, we'll talk about fireworks, food, and the big 4th of July celebration. Until then, stay cool, stay curious, and keep learning. And keep in mind, the best way to remember English like this, and any other word or phrase in English, is to take that word or phrase, write it in a sentence that's true for you or true in your world, and then memorize your sentences. Hey, do you want to get more practice using your English? Then you should join my Podcast Learners Study Group. There, you can make new friends. Join us for live group lessons every week where we practice these podcast lessons together. Plus, you get access to the PDF transcript and audio download for every Happy English podcast in the past and in the future. And on top of that, each episode has exercises where you can practice this English point with speaking and writing checked by me. To learn more, just visit myhappyenglish.com and choose podcast lesson 833. Remember, learning another language is not easy, but it's not impossible. And I'm here to help you on your journey.
This podcast was brought to you by Happy English. Please visit myhappyenglish.com. Show your support for Happy English by leaving us a review. Get English, get happy, Happy English.